The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, Morabe census behind schedule. Southern Highlands assist Enga landslide with 1 million kina, and Guinness supports Hunters Academy concept. In Port Moresby, census is into its second day with member for Moresby South and Minister for Foreign Affairs Justin Kichenko this afternoon ensuring he too was accounted for in census 2024. Interviewed by census official Jacob Rufa in his Toagoba Hill home, the minister says the increase in population over the years is quite evident in his electorate.
When I visit my electorate, the population has dramatically grown. It would be a concern to me that we haven't got enough facilities to cater for the population as it goes forward. How I then can manage to ensure that all our children go to school, how I can manage that everybody has health care in Moresby South, how I can also manage that the place is kept clean or people have proper housing or proper places to sleep. These are the big challenges, the massive challenges that I will have as the leader of Moresby South going forward into the future. But these figures, once everybody participates and gets their names all recorded on here, will be an asset for us to work on going forward to know what we have to do now and into the future.
The Speaker of the National Parliament, Job Pomat, and Attorney General Pila Niningi filed their submissions this morning as ordered by the Supreme Court last week. The Supreme Court on June 13th ordered the Speaker and Attorney General to file a submission to intervene in the Supreme Court reference filed by the opposition on Monday, June 10th, seeking the court's interpretation of various sections of the Constitution that deals with the motion on the vote of no confidence. Following the submission this morning, presiding Judge Justice Derek Hartshorn adjourned the matter to next week, Thursday, 29th June 2024, to deliberate on it. Outside of court, opposition leader Douglas Tumuriesa thanked the court for hearing this matter as it is a matter of national interest. Tumuriesa appeals to the people of Papua New Guinea to stay calm because the case is still in its early stages. The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary and the Australian Federal Police have commissioned a police patrol vessel today in Port Moresby. Called the Mini Golai, the vessel was donated by the Australian government to assist in the areas of border protection, greater rescue capability, and marine enforcement in Papua New Guinea.
This patrol vessel called Mini Golai, donated by the Australian government, was commissioned by the Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary or RPNGC and the Australian Federal Police or AFP today in Port Moresby. The vessel, formerly known as Kiwi Van Diemen, joined the Tasmania Police Fleet in 1995. The vessel was purchased by the AFP from the Tasmanian Police Force and was today presented to RPNGC. The 25-meter vessel is built from marine-grade aluminium, has a top speed of over 25 knots, and accommodation for a crew of 5. This vessel cost about 1.8 million Australian dollars or 4.3 million kina and is biggest police vessel ever owned by RPNGC. Prime Minister James Marape, Minister for Foreign Affairs Justin Tichenko, Police Commissioner David Manning, Australia Attorney General Mark Dreyfus, Australia High Commissioner to PNG John Frickers, and other Australian and PNG delegates witnessed the ceremony. According to Australia Attorney General Dreyfus, the commissioning of this vessel follows the bilateral security agreement between Australia and Papua New Guinea, deepening the ties between the two countries to work together in strengthening effective policing in both countries.
Here today, through the bilateral security agreement, we are committed to deepening our ties and our work together in policing.
Foreign Affairs Minister Justin Tichenko, in sharing similar sentiments, said this is the first step of the implementation process of the bilateral security agreement signed by the Papua New Guinea government and the Australian government last year.
The bilateral security agreement that we signed in December last year is just part of what you're going to see going forward. It's part of the implementation of that agreement.
Dreyfus said the AFP will now assist the RPNG Water Police Department in training its members to use and operate the vessel, which will increase the marine resources of RPNG and expand the capacity of RPNG to enable expeditory work and access to many parts of the remote areas of PNG.
Deal of expeditionary work, access to much more remote parts of the many islands that make up Papua New Guinea. Australia is very pleased to assist our friends.
Prime Minister James Marape thanked the Australian government for this vessel, which will help fight various crimes in the country.
I appreciate this vessel that is being delivered. It will add value to our efforts to contain lawlessness here. Lawlessness here can germinate into and propagate into lawlessness elsewhere in our region.
Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The autonomous Bougainville government has renamed Bougainville Day to Bougainville Foundation Day, effective June 15, 2024, marking the 19th anniversary of Bougainville Provincial Day. The theme, Embrace Our Past, Celebrate Our Present and Move Towards Independence, was highlighted by Desmond Ponpon, Director of Social Equity Services. The Department of Community Development led these celebrations and is currently conducting a census and advocating against gender-based violence. Ponpon emphasized the significance of the name change, symbolizing Bougainville's progress towards self-governance and independence. First fuel supply into Porgera arrived yesterday after almost a month of the mine being cut off from accessing fuel following the landslide at Mulitaka. The fuel arrived at a time when the mine was running low on its reserves. Enga Provincial Police Commander Fred Yakasa thanked the leaders of MIPE Mulitaka for allowing fuel to be pumped from one of the road to the other side.
PPC Yakasa, in thanking the leaders of the affected communities for establishing a common ground for fuel to be pumped over to the other side, also thanked the Governor, Chief Sir Peter Ipatas, for his presence on the ground, which helped to calm down relatives of the deceased who refused to allow fuel to be moved over. A group of disgruntled young men destroyed company properties as they were preparing to pump fuel, claiming they were not consulted. However, dialogue between the group and the Governor led to consensus being reached, with the young men apologizing to NPL and allowing fuel to be pumped from one end of the road to the other. New Porgera officials reported the mine was at the verge of closing due to low fuel supply when fuel finally arrived. Chairman of the Enga Provincial Disaster Management Committee, Sandy Saka, said he is also working with the Works Department, PNG Defence Engineering Battalion, and other relevant government agencies and leaders of Mulitaka to work on a temporary bypass within the vicinity of the landslide while working on plans to build a road away from the disaster zone. Ruth Rungula, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. After the break, Southern Highlands assess Enga landslide with 1 million kina.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaru, get up a big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Open lens.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SP Lager, Bunyamyumi.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Superstition ain't the way.
Welcome back. Violence against children not only harms individuals but also tears at the very fabric of our society. It robs children of their right to a happy and healthy life and costs the global economy billions annually. But there is hope. Prevention is possible and solutions are within reach. Now is the time to scale up these efforts. To drive this transformative change, the government of Colombia will host the first ever global ministerial conference on ending violence against children in Bogota on 6th to the 7th of November this year. The conference aims to elevate the importance of ending violence against children, proving that prevention is achievable and inspiring new commitments to accelerate progress through to 2030. In preparation, the government of Papua New Guinea has actively engaged with key partners including UNICEF and the World Health Organization, hosting the first national preparatory session to EVAC. This session highlighted success stories and outlined their commitment to the conference. Further technical meetings will follow in the coming weeks. Commonwealth Petroleum Holding Limited has donated 1 million kina to aid disaster relief efforts in Wulitaka, Enga province. The donation was formalized through a check presentation by KPHL's Managing Director Wapu Sonk to Enga Governor Chief Sir Peter Ipatas today. Significant show of support for disaster-stricken communities, Commonwealth Petroleum Holding Limited or KPHL has donated 1 million kina to aid relief efforts in Wulitaka, Enga province. During the presentation ceremony, Sonk underscored the company's dedication to community support.
Commonwealth Petroleum Board has approved a million kina to contribute to the disaster relief efforts, thanks to support by a trustee delegate, Minister Duma, and also trustee Prime Minister supporting the board in making the funding available.
The funds approved by the KPHL board are aimed at assisting the Disaster Relief Committee in providing essential aid to those affected by the recent landslide. Song highlighted the severe impact of the landslide, which has caused significant displacement of local residents, and expressed hope that the donation would facilitate in-kind assistance for resettlement.
Here we extend our sorrow and condolences to all the lives that have been lost, and the people of Wada, people of Enga. As the National Oil Company, we're stepping in to help provide some assistance for the relief effort for people of Enga.
Governor Sir Peter Ipatas expressed his gratitude to KPHL for the generous contribution, noting that the funds would be instrumental in supporting the relocation of the affected communities and addressing other critical needs.
So I can assure you that we will account for the 1 million. 1 million kina is a lot of money, but at the same time I want to just give you a brief that we have to move a lot of people. It's no longer going into try to save people now. We've announced that there's a mass grave where the landslide took place. Only 12 bodies were retrieved. The rest are all under big boulders. So a lot of the resource that you're contributing will also go towards actually relocating all our people.
The Commonwealth Petroleum donation marks a significant contribution to the ongoing relief efforts, joining the support from various national and international entities working to bring comfort and stability to the disaster-stricken area. Enga Governor Sir Peter Ipatas expressed gratitude of the 1 million kina donation to Mulitaka disaster relief efforts, thanking Commonwealth Petroleum's Managing Director and team, the Prime Minister and Minister Duma. He emphasized the natural nature of the disaster and acknowledged the international support received. Sir Peter also highlighted the importance of understanding that the funds are meant for victim assistance and rehabilitation, not for direct cash distribution to individuals. He stressed the need for accountability and proper use of donated funds to ensure continued support in the future.
I also send a message to my people that this money is not your cash. There's always a mindset problem in our country. When this money and things are donated in kind, that is for assisting the victims, but it doesn't mean that they'll be all given cash. I think there's a cash mentality that needs to be eradicated out of their mindset. When they see that somebody is donating 1 million kina cash, they're already trying to budget it. This kind of money, whether it comes from the national government or donors, these are to really rehabilitate and of course make sure that we assist yourselves, the people.
Donations in cash and kind continues to go to the Mulitaka landslip disaster in Enga province. Southern Highlands Provincial Government donated a cheque of 1 million kina to the Enga Provincial Government to assist those victims at the disaster area.
Presenting the cheque of 1 million kina to Governor for Enga, Chief Sir Peter Ipatas today, Governor for Southern Highlands William Powi says Southern Highlands Province, being a sister province to Enga, conveyed their sympathies to the people lost in the Mulitaka disaster. The assistance of 1 million kina is a fulfillment of the commitment made to the people of Enga by the Minister for Defense, Dr. Billy Joseph, when he visited the area. Powi said Southern Islands will always assist Enga during such calamities, as they have a long traditional tie.
We sympathize with our people of Enga, and as a token, following our, observing our customs and our tradition, that once you are in disaster and once you are displaced and you have these natural disasters like this, we can't just sit back and pass our condolence, but we, on behalf of the people and the Southern Highlands Provincial Government, has taken this initiative. I thank the provincial administration for providing 1 million kina.
Governor for Enga, Sir Peter Ipatas, when receiving the cheque, thanked the Southern Islands Provincial Government under the leadership of Governor Powie for the funding assistance. Sir Peter also raised concerns that another looming problem arising within the area is the rising cost of goods and services.
I want to appreciate the people of Southern Islands for coming with a big, help. I don't know if Enga will be able to repay this in another situation to Southern Islands or any other people. But how you come, so very good.
Governor Powie also clarified that the Southern Islands Provincial government has also allocated funding to assist the people in some parts of Kutubu who were recently affected by floods.
Also intervene in our province where disaster has hit us in terms of flooding from Kutubu and some other places. So we're not just going ahead to ignore our people and go and make presentations and get a fanfare and, try to make intervention in the national disaster, but I'm only following my commitment with the commitment of the Minister for Defense and the member for Nipa Kutubu.
Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
Meantime, a local small to medium enterprise in Western Highlands Province, Island Mobile Hire Cars, also donated a check of 20,000 kina to Enga Governor Sir Peter Ipatas to assist the Mulitaka landslip disaster victims. The check was presented by Sales and Marketing Manager Roger Raleigh.
Happened up at Mulitaka in the Enga province is a concern for all of us as Papua New Guineans. So as a SME, we feel that we are not duty bound, but we are also responsible to help our brothers and sisters up at Enga province with our little token of donation that we brought with us on behalf of Island Mobile Hikers.
The Western Islands Provincial Government and the people of Western Islands themselves also made their physical presence up at Wabeg and made a good donation of food items as well as cash to our people. And of course, we have a very good relationship with the Western Islands people.
Henganofi Secondary School recently received a school truck courtesy of the Office of the Member for Henganofi. MP Robert Atiyafa personally presented the Isuzu NPR Dyna to staff and students. He said it's been 10 years since the school received any kind of assistance from the district office. Mr. Atiyafa hoped the truck will be put to good use to support the school board and management. Kafetina Secondary and Homu High will get school trucks as well when the new Henganofi district market is officially opened. Meantime, MP Atiyafa said the district has plans to build a high school in Ramu or Kesavaka and upgrade one of the two secondary schools to become a school of excellence. And now to the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2604 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2529 US, 3794 Australian dollars, 0.2280 euro and 39.62 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, coffee, copra and copper closed higher, the rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have news making headlines overseas when we come back. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Porgera.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale race, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite reminds. Tennessee cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Amber, you like it?
Beauty is my business, but beauty sure is a tough game. Filters are great, but great skin, better. And that's why my skin deserves the best. So I choose self-care, soaps that gently nourish my skin, resulting in a radiant look, made with tropical ingredients. I trust self-care from City Pharmacy, so bring it on! My skin is ready and so am I.
Welcome back. Preparations for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting in Samoa in October are in full swing, with assurances from the Samoa Police that international officers deployed for the event will not carry firearms. Samoa Police emphasized that participating countries have been informed that their officers will not require arms for the high-level delegation meeting in Samoa. While reiterating Samoa's capability to address any potential threats during the meeting, representatives from police departments of New Zealand and Australia have been collaborating with Samoa's Ministry of Police to enhance safety measures. Samoa will host a contingent of international support, including 20 officers from Tonga, 30 from Fiji, 100 from New Zealand, and 50 from Australia. The federal court has formally recognized an Indigenous community as native title holders over land and waters around Queensland's Sunshine Coast. The Kabi Kabi people say it has been a long time coming, but are elated by the decisions.
In a historic ruling by the federal court, the Kabi Kabi people are now recognised as native title holders of 365,000 hectares of land and water on Queensland's Sunshine Coast.
This is a huge honour for our people and we need to celebrate it as one.
I've got to acknowledge my ancestors and I also acknowledge my elders. A lot of them have passed away since it started. Without them, we wouldn't have got it started.
It's the first time on Australia's East Coast native title has been recognised in a heavily urbanised area. The non-exclusive rights include Gympie, Noosa, Maroochydore, Caloundra, Bribie Island and Majimba Island.
The Kabi Kabi people got a right to move about on the land, to camp on the land, to build temporary structures, to teach their kids, to take some resources, to hunt and to fish.
But all activity must still comply with Commonwealth and state laws.
It doesn't give Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander people land. It's not an inevitable outcome of native title that the claimants will get land. It's simply a recognition of the rights.
I don't think there's anything here to be concerned about. In fact, if anything, it's an opportunity for us to better understand, better integrate those First Nations stories into our understanding of the land.
This federal court decision only applies to part of the native title claim by the Kabi Kabi people. Further adjoining areas are yet to be determined. But for now, it's a moment being treasured.
Congratulations to all my people, for us to celebrate something that took a long time, and Yeah, congratulations to all of us.
This is now hope for my children, my grandchildren, and what we can do on our country moving forward.
Chinese Premier Li Qiang was only in Canberra for around 24 hours, but the security arrangements for his visit took months to plan and involved hundreds of police officers from across the capital. The ABC was given behind-the-scenes access to the operation to see the work that goes into getting visiting dignitaries where they need to go safely and smoothly.
Even in the icy chill before dawn, it was all hands on deck. Officers from across the force assigned to venue and route security, through to those in the Premier's motorcade itself, gathered for an overview of the day's plan.
Ensure that the dignity in the motorcade is not interrupted and we keep things rolling as per the Australian Government and our expectations.
Police weren't the only early risers anticipating the Premier's movements.
Our only concern is if they play up. And our job is here to make sure that they don't play up and that everyone remains safe.
That proved more easily said than done, and as demonstrations became heated outside Parliament House, the motorcade mounted up. Once the Chinese Premier was aboard, they quickly rolled out. Even the short trip from the Hyatt Hotel to Parliament House was carefully choreographed.
Sometimes it does mean we need to close roads down, and sometimes there is a little bit of inconvenience to the Canberra community. But we've got a really good road network here, and we're well trained in ensuring that there's as little disruption to the public as possible.
As the motorcade made further stops, including at Government House, police commanders were closely monitoring from afar. With live maps of the route and CCTV, those in charge were able to adjust their plans where needed.
Having a look at the CCTV allows us to coordinate things such as ACT government efforts through, say, TCCS, green light corridors, a safe passage of our VIP in between his events. We also have situational awareness for our specialist capabilities that are also in the room with us.
For police, the old adage of proper planning and preparation preventing poor performance rings true.
The Victorian government is set to introduce its Youth Justice Bill on the back of a rise in youth crime rates in the state.
Well, this new Youth Justice Bill will feature a range of measures. This includes raising the age of criminal responsibility from 10 to 12. Now, Victoria will be Australia's first state to do this, as the government says it's really keen to see younger children stay out of the criminal justice system. Although children aged 10 and 11 will still be able to be collected by police and taken to a safe space until someone's able to take care of them if they're deemed to be a risk to themselves or to others. Now, ankle bracelets or electronic monitoring will also be rolled out as part of this bill. This will see 50 youth offenders trialled with electronic bracelets over 2 years in a bid to curb and crack down on bail breaches. There'll also be an increased focus on warnings and cautions, with trials in New South Wales showing that a focus on this and this early intervention is proving effective in deterring young people from reoffending and having to go to court. There'll also be a focus and a crackdown on older people and closing loopholes, which essentially allows them to recruit young people to do their dirty work for them. And there will also be a victim register rollout. Now, this will allow people who are victims of youth crime to receive more relevant updates and also have their say about how it's impacted them, which will inform parole conditions. Here's a little bit of what Premier Jacinta Allen had to say about this bill.
This is about delivering a youth justice system that keeps Victorians safe. And yes, that does mean holding young offenders to account, while also seeing those who are less likely to continue to reoffend, keeping those kids out of the criminal justice system. Stopping them from becoming hardened adult offenders is going to be a key feature of this bill.
Now, this bill has been rolled out following a spate in crime across Victoria involving young people, and the government says it hopes that these measures will go a long way to helping address some of those problems.
At least 4 Indian spies were quietly ushered out of Australia in 2020 after overstepping their monitoring of Indians living here. Australian Sikh activists critical of Narendra Modi's government also say they've received threats here and accusations the Indian government orchestrated 2 assassination plots overseas.
By day, Harjinder Singh is a taxi driver in Melbourne, but his real passion is the push for a Sikh state to break away from India and become a nation called Khalistan. At a key moment in the movement, Harjinder says he received a threatening call from a private number. A couple of months later, his phone rang again.
I got a call at midnight and I was scared. Why? Who calling me this time with no caller ID? You are not listening us now. So be careful.
Then he says his parents' home in Punjab got a knock on the door.
Some people visited my place. We told you to stop, and we got orders from the Indian authorities. If anyone's doing opposite, like against the country, we got orders to kill them.
We've spoken to more than 6 other Australians in the movement who say they've also received threats from Indian authorities. Last year, the Indian government was accused of 2 assassination plots against Sikh activists overseas. Hardeep Singh Nijjar was shot dead in Canada in a case that shocked the world. Nijjar's friend Maninder Singh is in Australia to sound an alarm.
In Australia, it's brewing. They're already here, they're already interfering, and it's very dangerous for the Sikh community here.
Four Corners can reveal at least 4 Indian spies were quietly asked to leave Australia in 2020. They were accused of a number of oversteps, including monitoring the diaspora.
This is the Indian High Commission in Canberra, and it's where the Modi government's representatives work here in the country. It's also where the Indian spies were pretending to be unsuspecting diplomats.
The Modi government thought it got away without any public embarrassment. In a statement, a spokesperson said the Australian government is deeply concerned by these allegations of interference and doesn't tolerate violence against its citizens.
This is TV1 News. Join me after the break for your news in sports.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennell, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
The PNG LNG project has a positive and long-lasting impact on the whole country. Revenue is delivered through 5 streams. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
With a challenge, and it's a brilliant finish by Frimpong.
Anyway, let's go.
Me like a you too much. Fight Sports.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, young New Ireland athlete Damien Cote, who recently took part in the Oceania Area Track and Field Championships in Suva, Fiji early this month, has vowed to use the trip as learning experience to develop his throwing techniques and boost his javelin throws. Cote, who hails from Simberi Island, was part of the development squad based at the National Sports Institute in Goroka and included fellow throwers Isaiah Burgess and Ethan Manning, who made their debut at the recent Suva meet.
Being a first-timer traveling out of the country and competing at his first ever international event, the Oceania Athletics Championships, was a dream come true for the young New Islander who has been in the sport for the past 2 years and relishing his journey so far in athletics. Cote, coming from the outlying island of Simberi and to represent his family at the big stage for the first time was a real privilege, adding it's been a long way from where he started to where he is today.
As represent the family in our province and like back people back at home, and one plug and something inside Belgrade is like so just like joy of.
Cote said coming this far took a lot of hard work, dedication and sleepless nights, which is really paying off. He said competing against athletes with high ranking at the Oceania Championships will give him that opportunity to learn new throwing techniques and how experienced athletes prepare themselves for big events.
I will be competing against people with the highest ranking, and yeah, so you know, javelin is like it's more technical, and you need like good preparation.
After the Fiji trip, Cote boldly said the trip won't be his first and last, as he's got big dreams to continue to work hard and hopefully make the Olympics one day and to do his family and the country proud.
I got big dream now. Like now, because Oceania is not, like it's not where me stop. Dream me I'm gonna play Olympics. So I got big target logo Oceania make him best by me. Make him best by me, me qualify and stuff at his level. So because 2 years preparation, me looking at it's not enough yet. I had to heads down, put him head, me go down, now work hard yet, meet him sustain that.
After the Oceania meet, Cote is now looking forward to the domestic championships to stay in shape and to raise his performance level for the next Pacific Games. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Former PNG International and Super League Hull Kingston Rovers legend Stanley Gene is challenging young PNG Rugby League players to use the game as a pathway to learn the values and positive things about life. This, he says, can lead them to achieving their goals and dreams and to be successful in life. Gene praised and supported the rationale behind the PNG Hunters program, but says there should be an academy program targeting more younger age groups, averaging between 16 to 20-year-olds, so they can be exposed to the QRL high-performance programs and systems in the early stages of their development.
Since his retirement in 2008, the former Goroka Lahanis trailblazer Stanley Gene has continued to involve himself in the game in a mentoring capacity, especially targeting school-age boys and girls who aspire to be rugby league players in future under his new company, Gene Aspire. With the PNG Hunters program now in place and seeing a good number of players transiting to overseas competitions such as Super League or the other QRL clubs and the New South Wales Cup, and with all due respect to Hunters board and sponsors, Gene said having a Hunters Academy in the system would add another dimension and value to the current Hunters program, with more emphasis on character building and learning the good values of life.
Hunters should be a pathway that goes through the system. We should have another Hunters Academy so the young kids are flowing through, so it's not stopping the system. So the academy, when they're 15 years to 18, by the time they pass 18, they can go on to Antas if they're good, or if they're not, they can go back to the industry or state competition. And then it just runs through. So we get all the young kids coming through. There's no blockage on the conveyor belt. Everything is running.
While education takes precedence over rugby league, Gene said back in his time, and with the little education he had, his rugby league journey and the opportunity to play for several clubs in Super League has been a real blessing in disguise. Gene's love and passion for the game continues to drive him to share the values and the wealth of knowledge he possesses.
We played together, in the 90s, and couldn't speak much English. You only learn them at school, and when you go abroad, it's a different country altogether. You're playing with different diversity of players from all over the world, and the language barrier that you go through, and the experience of living in a proper house and using a proper toilet, and yeah, there's a lot of experience that you can go to, but it's about how you get your head around it, have the discipline in life to do it, and there's a lot of players out there who are fighting to make a living out of it. So when you're there, you got to be focused, driven, have the discipline, and have the patience as well to wait. That's these sort of things I need to get back and tell the story to the schools all around the country, especially in Port Moresby, and challenge the young kids. They are our future, and if we can change a bit of them and make them better citizens, the country would be great.
Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
And finally, defending champions and fourth-placed United Brothers escaped defeat when they were held to a 2-all draw by sixth-placed Eastern Aces in a low-scoring match at the Vicini Diamond on Sunday.
Eastern Aces looked fresh and energized after a bye last week and took on the big challenge from favourites United Brothers. They stayed in the grind until finish. Coming off a big win over Defence last week, Brothers got their work cut out for them thanks to a committed Aces side led by Clifford Kause, Kepas Mormor, Eliza Gele and Joshua Izimel. Home runs were at the premium for majority of the innings, and eventually both teams came away with a draw in the end. Meanwhile, competition leaders Gazelle are back in the winner's circle after overcoming a strong challenge from the fast-finishing Stingers 12-7. While Bears got home in a nail-biter 8-6 over Defence. In the other big matches of the round, Power continued their good winning form over Kikila Cats 11-1, while Brown Eagles picked up 2 easy points from a forfeit against Aviat. After round 8 of the 2024 Port Moresby men's softball season, Gazelle still maintains the top, followed by Bears, Brown Eagles, United Brothers and Eastern Aces maintaining 6th place. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
And now we'll have the weather forecast for the main centres for the next 24 hours. Southern region, Port Moresby partly cloudy to mostly fine. Daru and Popondetta mostly fine to partly cloudy. Momase, Lae partly cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. New Guinea Islands, Rabaul, Kimbe and Boka, mostly fine to partly cloudy. Lorengau, some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, all Highlands provinces partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast, Coral Sea sees moderate with southeast winds of 15 to 20 knots. Solomon and Bismarck Sea sees rather strong with southeast winds of 20 to 25 knots. Pacific Ocean sees slight to moderate with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samare Islands. Waters of Samare Island to Cape Vogel and or Milimbe Islands, and waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchafen. Seas 0.5 to 1.3 meters. Waters of Finchafen through Vitius Strait to Siesi and Long Islands to Karkar Island, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.
TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.